hop right into it with, first on the list, the rental registration.
Yeah, I know we talked about this in the past, so we kind of dug into this, found out that we do have an ordinance number 120. They kind of are provided for you to look at. This is pretty old.
Yeah.
But, you know, it kind of spells out everything that we should be doing. We haven't really got a lot of participation. This all kind of surfaced with an incident over on Lau Street that was a private drive. Had some people living there that had disabilities, and you know, the people called me and said, you know, hey, you know, our people couldn't get in and out for therapy and all this other stuff, which, believe me, it's a long story, but I don't feel the contractor did anything wrong. But that kind of led me to say, well, I didn't know anybody was renting there, and I didn't know there were people there with disabilities. So on your end, you know, you didn't do what you needed to do. So we have a list of that we got from Linda, and we're trying to compile a list of places that we feel that are being rented in the township. We kind of revised our form to this, and then what we would like for everybody to do is fill this out and get it back to us. At least that way we'll know what percentage of rental rate we have in the township. Other than that, we have no cost currently in any of these permits. We're not doing inspections. We're not doing, you know, any type of anything else other than us knowing who's living in the township and how many rentals we actually have in the township. We can always kick it up and go to the next level if we ever want to, but right now I feel that we're like way down here with our information, and I'd rather gather a lot of information as much as we can and then decide what we want to do.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to provide you with the information that we're doing, what we currently have, and where we're kind of going with it. I don't know how successful we'll be at getting this information back.
Well, I mean, it's there, but there's no real penalty for.
Correct.
Yeah, it's like.
Correct.
So.
We do have it does say because it's an ordinance, we have fines associated with it, they don't fill it out, so if for some reason that you find that
Yeah,
they're
well,
not
if you don't
completing
fill it out, we
it,
don't know that you
technically fine
didn't
them,
fill it out.
but-
Yeah, we just don't have a good record of,
Yeah.
you know, who's in the township, and as far as rentals go.
Can the sanitary authority help us with that?
I attempted that. So the
Okay.
water company now, so the sanitary authority gets a lot of their information from the water company. So when someone signs up for water, now before they would send it to landlord and tenant, now they just send it right to the owner because of being non-paid in arguments. So that like the way they used to do it would have been 100%, 100% like on it. But now they send it to the owners. So I did get a list from the authority. It was somewhat narrow of the information that we have. So we're trying to, and so we talked to Linda, and I mean, there's some things on there that we know that aren't 100%, if they're not rentals.
And wouldn't she be able to see too, like, let's just say, if I rented my house to someone, it's in my name, but if someone paid that utility bill on a different check or from a different account other than in my name, but that would be a good indication that it was a renter?
And that's kind of the list that that's the best kind of scenario we can have.
All your utilities, I know garbage for sure, because
I'm not saying it.
But I'll just give you a for instance.
But
So
the
the deal, not to bring up his name, but he's a local person, really good guy. He has multiple rentals in the township. When I pulled everything up for him, it was under his name as the owner of that home. I looked up so I cross-referenced it with the garbage in his name, electric in his name.
Okay.
Even though he has multiple homes,
Yeah.
but what you have to look at is, you have to look at the address of where the bill's being sent. It's in his name, but then we have to try to cross-reference that, because it's going to Oakville Road, not the actual address on Lock Street. So you gotta do a lot of try to figure, it's like a puzzle you gotta put together. So we already have a half decent list now. We're gonna try to reach out and send these, say this applies to you.
And is that available on the website in the digital format that you just fill it out?
I can put it on,
It
but you
will
have to
be.
prove it,
We changed ours because basically our form that we had before said, give this back to Linda Ruddy. It was all for just tax purposes,
Gotcha.
where we want it for more than that. And our regular occupancies, what we do is we also have a section we included in here if someone has, you know, and you don't have to put it down, but it just says if you have any, require assistance during an emergency situation, you know, please check yes, and if you need, if you're wheelchair bound or something like that. And we do hand that to our, fire department and emergency services. So, anyway, this is where we're at with it. I'm just kind of giving you a heads up of what we're trying to do and accomplish. I don't know how successful we will be, but we're gonna give it an attempt.
We have a magazine going out in June too that we're gonna put it in, a little blurb about it as well as access to the forum, so people can fill it out that way too.
The people I've talked to said, I have no issue with this, I didn't know I had to do it.
Yeah.
So, I think if we just kind of make people aware that,
Yeah.
and why we're doing what we're doing, I think we'll get half decent amount of
Yeah, and that's-
participation.
That's kind of, I mean, rental registration is kind of a nightmare to do if you do it, when you start charging.
Yes,
Start doing
inspections and stuff like that.
I don't know if we have the stomach to do that, but.
No, I would
think
rather not.
The information's good.
But the information would be good, and typically when you see that, you have areas that are high rental rates.
Yeah.
I don't know what a rental rate is.
Yeah.
If someone asked me, I would not have a clue.
Nice, okay.
So we're trying to gain some knowledge and information here, if anything, for now.
Yep, sounds good. 30th and the 31st electrical outlet.
Yeah, so I was on I knew this was coming, but I was waiting for more information, so I was on a Teams meeting yesterday, or Monday, and so Penn Power is going to, kill the electric for the changeover,
And how big of an area does that affect?
5,000 customers.
So basically all
So
the
pretty much
Chippewa
Chippewa
will be out of
Township. I
power.
looked up, they gave me a list of addresses, and it goes clear out to Dehaven Road. Like, you know, it's like I said, over 5,000 customers.
And do they tell you the times?
As of right now, they're going to do it on, May 30th and I might try to bump this back. We discussed, like, they were gonna do it at 10 PM, and Kevin Whipple suggested midnight. I'm concerned about Sunday morning breakfast for restaurants and some of the services. So if we kind of bumped it back to maybe like 11,
How long will it?
they're going to be done for, they're timing it for 8 hours. They feel that they could possibly have it done within 6 to 6.5, but they're giving that block of information of 8 hours. So, you know, it kind of brought up some things about red lights, stuff like that. So, Kevin Whipple and the fire department did go around all of our intersections and find out which ones were compatible with generators. So we have pretty much all of them except a few. They did say that they would provide traffic control. They didn't tell me in what form. And, you know, when I first had this conversation, I had chief involved, you know, they were first saying, well, you know, it's kind of on you. And I was like, no, that's not on us. I'm not gonna have our fire department or police department, go get all these generators. This is a you problem. You're creating this. So they seem to now have agreed that they're going to man that and handle that. So yeah, it's gonna be big. We're gonna try to advertise the best we can, for people and residents. They gave me a 1-800 number, so I know we're gonna get inundated with questions. As soon as we advertise that, everybody's gonna ask us what's going on. So we're gonna try to do our best.
Did they send out something to all the customers?
They said they would.
All right.
And I highly doubt, let's just project 30% are gonna, like,
Yeah.
get it and say yeah. So we're gonna try to put something on our website, our Facebook page, utilize our sign out there and just say, you know, May 30th. Once I get an exact time that they wanna do it, we will give all that information. So, we're trying to keep everybody coordinated as best as possible, but yes, I don't see this. I mean, I worry about people like, you know, there's people on CPAP machines.
Sure.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And have most of the businesses been notified? I'm sure they have backup.
Well, not yet.
People coolers that aren't working, they're gonna lose all their food.
Yeah, that's why I talked to Alex, from Hot Dog Shop yesterday, and I let him know, and he went, thanks for telling me.
Sure.
So, I mean,
Like
this is
even
only a
with,
few weeks away.
Even like the quick stop, they probably don't have, they have all that food that's in there.
Yeah, so, I mean, you're looking at, like I said, an 8-hour period. I don't know what that means. He didn't seem to be worried about it for an 8-hour period at Hot Dog Shop.
Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, I know People's Electric have been out a lot longer in Chippewa Township before, but,
Yeah.
I mean, at least we're gonna try to give them a heads up as best as possible.
Sounds good.
I mean, it's something that has to be done, and they're gonna do it again in like the next, like 3 or 4 months later. So,
Yeah, on the first round.
yeah.
What we're getting into.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I'm not excited about it at all, but, you know, what are you gonna do?
yep, gotta do it, gotta upgrade stuff. Sale the street sweeper to Ohio.
Yeah, I know you guys gave me permission a while back, when a time when we sold the grader, to go ahead and sell the street sweeper when we purchased it. They showed interest, came and looked at it. We sold it for $4,000 and they drove it home.
Sounds good.
They drove from here to Ohio, so it made it.
Good numbers.
So I provided you with the bill of sale, or the sales agreement and the invoice, and they did pay just like this last week.
Sounds good. Parcels to file for tax exemption on behalf of Chippewa.
Yeah, this is something that I've asked Shannon to do for the last couple of years, and so I'm gonna bring that up to her again at next week's meeting, cause, you know, we've been paying on parcels out in Big Beaver. You know, and the thing is, by rights, we really didn't have any type of, like, activity on those parcels to say that we were using them for recreation. To be fair, we weren't. But now we have the walking trails through there, we have all the maps out, and then also, so those are 2 parcels over there, and then the one for the point where the rock's at. We pay taxes on them again this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the other ones bother me more because they're a little bit more, I mean, that was $40. Those are a little bit bigger, and we're paying to, you know, Beaver Falls School District and Big Beaver. But anyway, I'm gonna ask her to go for exemption on that.
All right, good.
I have one more thing, Dan.
Okay.
Our contracts, this will be our last year of our garbage contract, and I will give everything to you for next week's meeting.
Is that our last option? too?
It's our last
Okay.
option year. So I looked at it real quick, just a quick heads up, it'll be another $14 a year.
For the whole year.
For the whole year, yeah, $14, and we have to give them notice by June 30th. So I will have that, I'll give you the last year's, this current year's, and then next year's contract, like numbers, along with the, language saying that we have to, you know, agree. But what we would like to do is, I would like to set up a meeting with them. They actually wanna come meet with us, and I would like to, moving forward in this last year, start talking about like what we can do or what their thoughts are moving forward of how to, you know, keep the cost down on garbage. If there are options other than just unlimited, could it be unlimited plus a charge? That way someone who's throwing out 1 bag a week is paying for 1 bag a week, but if someone's throwing out a lot of stuff, they'll just pay more. I think we'd have to look at things, I mean, they have garbage collection in so many communities, I'm sure they're all a little different, so I think we need to find maybe what will work best for us. And I'm kinda glad we have another year right now, just the mere fact of the fuel costs. I can imagine if we go out to bid right now, it would be horrendous. So I think we all know that we're gonna probably go with this option year, but
But then
I'll present it.
cost might be a good idea for some residents that they pay X and they only can put out 1 garbage can, or they still have the unlimited, you can just pay more for the unlimited if you have more.
yeah, so I'm thinking that, I mean, I'd like to meet with them and see what are possible options. And I mean, they would have to bid it like anybody else, but
Yeah.
it seems like when I talked to them years ago, a couple years ago, they said, I'm just telling you, just the unlimited price of garbage in municipalities going by the wayside. He said you don't really see that anymore. And the only reason that they bid it last time was the fact that their location, being with their transfer station being on Walsall Road. So I'm gonna try to get us the best combination information that we can moving forward, so when we go to bid out for the following year, at least we have a document we can all agree on that will help save and people will pay as they throw type of thing. But that's what I would like to see.
Sounds good. Department reports, Chief, you wanna add anything?
No, unless you have any questions about it.
Street departments?
Eric's, new graham, lady, so he's
Oh,
out of town.
Yeah, we did miss the road surfacing list.
Yeah, he provided me with a list under 4 of the road resurfacing list. I will tell you, right now, I'm gonna probably modify a little bit because 3 lots sold in Milan, off of Hickory. And I talked to Don Blair yesterday about it, and he said we have a building permit in for 1 new home over there, and he sold 2 more lots that he feels it'll be underway within a year. I hate to pave that road and turn around and they build 3 houses
Mm-hmm.
within a matter of 100 yards of each other, like 50 yards.
Yeah.
They'll just completely tear it apart, so I'd rather just, we plan on phasing that in a 2-phase anyway, so I may just hold back on that end until they're done, and then those 3 houses are done, there's only a couple lots left. So, anyway, just so you know, that's a preliminary list.
Okay. Recreation, Lauren, you wanna add anything?
Yeah, we have our lacrosse tournaments this weekend, started them, so we have 107 teams coming on Saturday, 40 teams coming on Sunday. So a lot of people coming into Chippewa, and then of course our second lacrosse tournament is the same weekend as the outage. So we'll have 100 and some teams coming, for that weekend as well, so,
Yeah, good.
you know, added traffic for
Graduation.
Sunday morning when there might not be any lights, so you know.
Yeah.